guys, today's video is going to be all about relationships, and technically this does relate to your SP and specifically just anyone who's looking for, whether it's a new person or your specific person, as I said, a healthy, balanced relationship that is just happy, you know, minimal problems, you're not holding on to anything from the past. And yeah, I'm going to talk a lot about revision and kind of erasing the old story, of course. So if you would like to hear my advice and keep watching the video, stay tuned and do thumbs up, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. I have tons of manifestation content every week. I upload YouTube shorts, which seem to be getting quite a lot of views, so I think people enjoy it. Brings in some new viewers as well. So yeah, you have that, and then these long form videos as well every week, multiple times, at least 3 or 4 times a week. So yeah, stay tuned if you're interested. And I also offer one-on-one coaching. If you're interested in getting extra help, you've been struggling with your manifestation, or you're just confused, starting from scratch, then do get in touch as I offer coaching. And all that information is on my Instagram, linked below, LOA Coaching. And let's get started. So first point, like I said, if you're already on your journey with your SP, you don't necessarily have to do this in chronological order or even follow these steps, but this is just my guide to how to create kind of the perfect, healthy, balanced relationship. And also this first step relates to someone you already have been in a relationship with or had experiences with. And that is to think about whatever negative experiences you've had, or what else did I write down? Yeah, negative assumptions and negative experiences. So whatever you've learned to believe over the months and years about them, that, you know, maybe you think they're a cheater, or they're not honest with me, you know, they don't prioritize me or care about me. Whatever assumptions and experiences you've had with them that don't align with what you want, that have been negative, that have hurt you, or that you loop in your mind and you've kind of held in the back of your mind, you've not been able to let it go, then I would recommend revising it. And just thinking about it in general helps you identify where those issues are. I'm going to move my chair back a little bit. It will help you identify where those issues are, what you can do to turn it around, and not in the 3D reality. I'm not saying, you know, go out and do this or say that to them. It's more about everything you can do in your own mind for yourself. But the first step, of course, could be revision. At least you've identified the issue, like, oh, well, you know, maybe your SP cheated on you once in the past, or you had a really bad fight and they said horrible things to you and you just keep replaying it in your mind, or there's just been a pattern maybe of really negative and poor communication. Just, it could be literally anything. It's up to you to know in your own relationship. But just think about that, like what comes to mind when you would think about that. Maybe you want to write it down and flip it into the opposite and focus on that as your desired outcome. Or you can simply revise it as if it never happened and completely let it go. Never think about it. Yeah, just erase it from your experience. And yeah, that would be the first step, at least knowing what the issues actually are so you can target them. Going into the complete opposite, you want to write out and focus on what your ideal relationship would look like. What characteristics would your person have, whether, like I said, specific person or in general, you know, your future wife or husband or life partner, whoever it is. You know, what would their characteristics be? What would the treatment be? What kind of vibe and energy and characteristics would they bring into your relationship? And just the relationship in general, is it really happy and calm and trustworthy, and you can just be completely relaxed with each other, and you know, you understand each other to a point where you don't shout or argue? It can be anything like that, right? That to me kind of implies a healthy, balanced relationship. So think about specifically adjectives that this brings up. Like, you can flip it directly into an affirmation, like, let's say the issue was that you would always fight over silly things. You could say, we always fight over dumb things. Turn it into, we have perfect, calm communication, or we understand each other perfectly and communicate as such. It doesn't have to be that formal, but however the natural wording would be for you, you can literally flip the negative into the complete opposite, you know, for each word. So yeah, if you can create your own affirmation, or just focus on some key words, you know, trust, communication, prioritization, you know, if that's what you want in your ideal relationship, focus on those words, build up an image, an idea of what you want. You can script it out, you can do verbal rampages based on those words, and you can, like I said, literally create affirmations using that. Just say, our relationship has perfect communication. Our relationship in our relationship, we prioritize each other. It can be as simple as that. Again, like I said, once you've created those key words and phrases, flip it into an affirmation. Obviously, the key element to getting what you want is always to loop your affirmations, because it's how you reprogram your subconscious mind, change the assumptions, change the beliefs, change the direction of your, 3D reality, how your subconscious mind assumes things are. And it's through the repetition that you are creating the change. So affirmations are always the easiest way. And then once you have your affirmations based on your keywords, you want them to be focused on that end result, the kind of holistic overview of your relationship, whatever it means to you. That's where your focus wants to be, rather than on really granular things like, he always cooks me dinner on Friday. That's not really the end goal of your relationship, and that's not truly what you want, is it? Like, for your dream relationship, is it really that your boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever cooks you dinner on a Friday? Or is it that they give you kind gestures, they prioritize you, they're always there for you? Think more in terms of the big picture if you want the actual kind of overall relationship to be shaped in that way. Next are a few kind of more esoteric suggestions. So I just mean something a little more niche and specific and not necessarily for everyone. But there is I can do a whole video about this, but there is I think it's a Hawaiian practice that it's like a spiritual practice. It's called ho'oponopono. And it sounds like a weird word, but obviously it's in their dialect. And it essentially means that you repeat 4 phrases. It's essentially doing affirmations. And what it is you repeat over and over until you feel a release, or you feel really emotional, or you feel calm and like it's done its job. So yeah, you just loop, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And those are meant to be the 4 most powerful phrases that you can say. So yeah, essentially with that, you can add in someone's name, you can visualize a person, you can just say it in general with the intention of healing your relationship. And like I said, it is esoteric. You don't have to do this to manifest. This is just going to help you release any kind of residual issues that you're holding on to emotionally, whether it's anger, frustration, vengeance, or whatever it is, disappointment. If you're upset with your specific person, and like I said, if you have negative past experiences, you can literally just repeat those 4 phrases, and you can add in their name at the end. So you can be like, I'm sorry, John, please forgive me, John, etc. And yeah, you can say it to yourself. You can look in the mirror, put your hand on your heart, and just repeat it to yourself in the mirror, because mirror work is very powerful. And I know a lot of people who, or maybe not right now, but like at least that I have spoken to, and these are not clients, by the way, these are just people in general, and some people that I've known from the past who struggled to even speak kindly to themselves in the mirror. They found it really foreign and unnatural, and not just the act of like speaking to yourself, but the words. They couldn't bring themselves to say the words. So it's a really powerful way to shift your self-concept and release any anger and sadness that you're holding on to, and direct it to a specific person to make it even more powerful for your relationship. Going on with the theme of forgiveness, this is of course how you help yourself to release the old story. You can just do revision affirmations, but like I said, these are just my suggestions. So next, in terms of forgiveness, it's important to forgive yourself and them, because a lot of times we can be holding on to blame and we might just be projecting it onto other people. Even though in reality, the person we're actually angry and disappointed in is ourselves. That's oftentimes, I think, what happens, or at least I've had personal experiences like that, where I do project anger or frustration when really I'm disappointed in myself or how I handled certain things. And that's just part of being human sometimes, but it is also important to let go and forgive yourself. So you can do the ho'oponopono practice, or you can literally just say to yourself, I forgive you. Look in the mirror, write it out, script a diary entry like a love letter to yourself, saying that you release the issues. Just literally saying, I forgive you, I forgive me. Like, say your name, like Alexa, I forgive you. You can give yourself a little hug. You can be like, I release this now. It's a form of affirming, and it's not necessarily the same practice as doing your affirmations, but it does help. And sometimes you can get a huge emotional shift just from saying those words. So it's worth trying, and also trying the same for the other person. You can say it directly to them if you're already in a relationship and in regular contact. but it's not necessary. You can just say their names to be like, John, I forgive you for the past completely and I release it now. You can turn into kind of like your own little affirmation practice, but that could be another really powerful way. Going back to conscious manifestation techniques, whenever you think about negative past, again, this is just based for people who already have had a relationship. You can also apply this to your past relationships. If you have created a pattern over time and you're not sure who, you want to be in a relationship with, you don't know anyone that you want to date, and you kind of want to create and manifest this new person, you can still use this practice to release any issues from past relationships. And as well, of course, if you're manifesting your SP, use this to release issues with them. And that's just a mental diet. You want to be strict on it, and this is the way to let go of all of that past garbage and move forward positively in the way you want, and not keep replaying or holding on to things, or they're popping up in your mind and reminding you and bringing you down. Just do a strict mental diet. Tell yourself, nope, that never happened. He's always been great, or she's always told me the truth. Our communication has always been perfect. Or you can just say it in present tense, like, right now, that is irrelevant because we are perfect together. Anything that you want to flip it into and say in your mental diet is fine. I just think it's important to train your mind to completely let go of and forget those past events. The point is to not hold grudges. The practices that I just mentioned will obviously be the best way to release them, whether it's just speaking to yourself lovingly and using the word forgive, love, whatever it may be, and also a strict mental diet. But you want to make sure you're not holding on to those grudges, especially if it's about your SP, because you're not going to be able to create the ideal relationship if you're still holding on to that mentally and emotionally. You could start to resent the person, feel frustration, anger, disappointment, all the things I already mentioned. That is not a perfectly healthy or balanced relationship. You need to either, like I said, if you're in a relationship with them, communicate with them directly, and you can speak to them about it. There's nothing in manifestation to say that if you speak about a problem with your SP, it ruins things. It doesn't. You can have an honest, open, respectful conversation with them about it, or you can just tell yourself, I released this. This never happened. I've forgotten about this. It's not an issue. I am completely emotionally healed. This doesn't affect me. Like anything you need to tell yourself to be able to release it. Moving on from that, another thing that you want to avoid is not seeking revenge. Don't look for, payback for negative experiences, or trying to, fantasize about getting revenge or hurting your SP. That is not how you're going to create a healthy, balanced relationship. You can manifest an apology if you personally feel that you want that, and that's a sign of respect that you need from them to be able to move forward. You can manifest apologies. Lots of people have probably done it before. That's not really where I like to focus, and that's not what I would personally recommend, but you can do that. But when it comes to revenge or trying to get payback or hurt someone the way they hurt you, it's always toxic. It's never going to help you. You can manifest it, you can get what you want, but I just don't recommend it, and that's not a way to start, a healthy relationship. Finally, a few more affirmation recommendations for creating this really balanced, amazing relationship is to affirm for honest communication. I think everyone wants, their SP or partner, whoever that they're going to be in a relationship with, to speak to them honestly, admit their feelings, express their love, express how they're feeling, whether it's annoyed, angry, happy, they're madly in love with you. Like, we all want to be told that and have that, have a element of truth and honest communication, right? So you can literally affirm for that. You can just say, SP and I have always had honest communication. SP communicates with me perfectly every single day, whatever it is. And as well, you can say, SP prioritizes me. Me and SP prioritize each other perfectly. And whatever the word perfect would mean in this context is what will manifest for you, because your subconscious mind will know. So yeah, you can literally word things like that. And I think for communication and, dedicating time to each other, that's probably the two most important things in a relationship, being able to put each other first when it's necessary or when the other person really wants it, and communicating, expressing your feelings, not holding back, being able to have honest conversations. you know, being able to resolve an argument without just brushing it under the rug or pretending it never happened. When I say pretending, I don't mean revising it through affirmations. I mean literally in your physical reality, pretending without actually dealing with the issue. So yeah, communication, prioritization, really, really important. I think everyone is looking for that. And you can just do those affirmations and that will really help as well create the balanced relationship. So these are all my suggestions, and let me know below in the comments what you guys think, if you agree with me. If not, why not? I mean, I know I didn't discuss every single element of a relationship, but we don't have time for an hour-long video today. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that, gave you some clarity or ideas to try out if you've been struggling. And yeah, do thumbs up, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye!